Yeah, my name is Matt Milby. I'm the commercial general manager with Morton Buildings. A lot of people that come to us think that we sell kits. So a post frame building, you buy a kit. Whereas what's different about Morton Buildings is each one of our buildings, like this one here, is custom designed to meet each customer's needs and wants. If you want to get started with Morton Buildings, the way you do that is you contact one of our local salespeople. They'll come out, meet with you, talk about the building. They'll start to work with you through the design and the pricing. They'll figure out what you want. And I think one of the fun things about working with your salesperson is you get to go out and actually see a real Morton building. You get to walk through it, touch it, feel it, see the different features, the different options that you can pick, and that way when you're designing your building, you can get it just the way you want it. You'll finalize the design, you'll order your building, and then from the step after that is it'll go into our manufacturing process. Our manufacturing plant will fabricate all the materials, they'll put it on the semis, and it'll deliver to your job site. And then once all the materials are at your job site, your Morton Buildings construction crew will come out and they'll put up the building. One thing about Morton Buildings obviously is the materials, right? Where our buildings look better, they last longer, and they're built stronger. And how we do that is starts with the materials, right? So one thing, when you look at the building, we're a vertically integrated company. So we like to make most of our things that lets us control the process. We can offer a better warranty and all those things that make that building look better, last longer, and stronger. So one thing you can start with is the foundation system. So the Morton foundation system is exclusive to Morton Buildings. It's literally the foundation of the building, and it's a high strength concrete lower column. And that way you've eliminated that ground contact of wood, so it can't rot, decay. Another big benefit of the Morton building, post frame building, is our Energy Performer package. So how that works is, as you can see on this building here, our columns and trusses are spaced 6 to 8 feet apart. And within that leaves you a wide cavity where you can put the nice blanket insulation in there. Whereas maybe contrast that, say, with a stick frame building, you would have interruptions every 16, 24 inches. It breaks that insulation and lets the air come through. And then the wall's thicker too. On a stick frame building, again, you might have a 3, 4, 5 inch wall, whereas on a post frame building, it's going to be 6, 9, maybe 12 inches, depending on the structural requirements of the building. Just all adds to the energy efficiency. And then another big, maybe unthought about thing in a post frame building is when you get inside of that, you have the blankets in the walls. When you come inside of the building, we put a vapor retarder that wraps the walls, all the way wraps the ceiling, and encases that entire space so air can't get through. And that's a big benefit of the post frame building system. And then kind of, I guess you'd call it an added benefit of the post frame building and the Morton building is within that conditioned space, then you can put all your utilities, your wiring, your outlets, your heat and air and plumbing. It's all in the conditioned space. So you're not losing cold air being in, say, an attic space or in a cold wall. And if you don't, and the benefit of that too is you don't have to poke through that vapor retarder and let air pass through into your building. So you can't talk about a Morton building without talking about our metal, our steel panels. So we offer the Morton high rib steel panels. There's really 3 distinct things about them that are different. Well, first, they're stronger, thicker, and have a better paint system. So it goes back into that built stronger and looks better part of the Morton building. And what's thicker and stronger about our panels? Well, our panels are 26 gauge commercial quality steel. As the name lends itself, commercial quality is a step up above what most builders would use in, say, a shed or a post frame building. The thickness, we use 26 gauge steel, which in most cases is 25% or more thicker than what most builders do in their buildings. So just makes that building thicker and stronger as it holds up and holds up better over time. And then they look better, right? A Morton building looks better. So that goes into the paint system we use. So we use a Floraflex 1000 paint system. It has multiple coatings on it that build up to make sure that you're not going to have that red rust or chalking or that you might be familiar with your grandpa's old barn, right? So you don't have that on a Morton building because of those built up paint systems, which makes up that Floraflex 1000. So as you can see in this building, what's different about the post Morton building is we only use #1 Southern Yellow Pine. So for all of our structure, our columns and our trusses. So they're just built stronger and they're gonna last a lot longer. And then lastly, you know, in a Morton building, details matter. So even something as small as the screws, everything in a Morton building has a specific place and a use. And even down to the little screws that fasten the metal on. All of those are stainless steel, fully stainless steel screws with an internal drive, and they're color matched to match your building. So you really don't even notice them, but they're an important part, right? They hold the steel on and they don't rust. So that's the big difference between how we fasten metal and how some others fasten their metal.